At night, truth often knocks louder than during the day. Hello? Kate answered the phone, her voice trembling with fear. She hated and was terrified of late-night calls from unknown numbers. It had only happened twice before, once when her mother died and once when her husband, Nick, was killed in a car crash. Kate felt her palms go cold. Her brain screamed, "Say it's the wrong number. Hang up. Go back to sleep. It's not for you." "Yes, I'm listening," she said instead, her voice barely audible. A thin line of sweat trickled down her back. "Kate, I'm sorry. I don't know your patronymic," the voice on the other end said. "Miss Olivia Vasilieva has been brought to our hospital, and she asked us to inform you." Kate's head started to ring. Miss Olivia, her mother-in-law, the only close person she had left. What happened to her? Where is she? I'm coming right away. Wait, don't panic. She's in the cardiology unit. It was a heart attack. She's in intensive care, and they won't let you see her right now. The attack has been localized. Her condition is serious but stable, so please come if you want. But better to call during the day. Everything will be fine. Don't cry. The call ended, but Kate couldn't calm down. Miss Olivia was a strong woman. She was the one who supported me when Nick died. Kate thought bitterly. It should have been the other way around. And now this, her heart? She never even complained. What could have happened to shake such a strong woman like that? Wiping her tears, Kate climbed out of bed. There was no way she could sleep now. There had to be a night doctor at the hospital, someone who could tell her more. Maybe Miss Olivia needed water, a change of clothes. Kate frantically started packing. Of course, her mother-in-law had been living at her summer house until the first frosts. Kate loved visiting her there. Everything grew in perfect rows, so neat and well-tended. You could eat straight from the garden, and it would taste amazing. At the hospital, the nurse gave Kate a knowing look. "I had a feeling you'd come, but like I told you, she's in the ICU. You won't be let in." "But there must be a doctor on duty. I need to talk to him," Kate said, voice firm. "Doctors speak during the day. Sit here if you want, but I doubt it'll help." When she was brought in, she kept mumbling something, delirious really, about not watering the tomatoes. Said they'd all die. The nurse sighed and left. "I'll ask the doctor if he can come speak with you." Eventually the doctor came, but he didn't tell her anything new. The nurse passed on everything correctly. "There's nothing you can do right now, at least for 2 or 3 days. Then call the front desk for updates." Kate looked at him with teary eyes. "She's a strong woman," the doctor said gently. "I think she'll pull through, but something must have really shaken her. You know how it is. Sometimes one moment is all it takes for the heart to give out." Outside, Kate stood in the street, replaying the nurse's words. She was worried about her garden. That meant only one thing. She needed to go to the summer house, take a few days off, and take care of things there. She should have thought of that sooner. How hard is it to go and help an elderly woman? She scolded herself. Miss Olivia wasn't a stranger. They had always had a good relationship. She loved Nick deeply and accepted Kate as her own from the beginning. Nick and his mother had been close, joking, laughing like best friends. When Miss Olivia had once come down with pneumonia, Nick had dropped everything and stayed at the hospital until the doctors told him she was out of danger. And she had been the same way. If Nick didn't answer her call once, she'd panic. But despite loving her son so much, she had never been overbearing. It was already getting busy outside by the time Kate finished packing. She sighed, satisfied, and reached for her phone to call her boss. About 30 minutes to the summer house, she thought. She still had the car Nick bought just before the accident. She hadn't driven it since. The Dacia looked almost sad. Kate gave it an encouraging smile. "Don't worry, little house. Everything's going to be fine." As always, everything was in order. The garden was weeded, the flowers blooming. She watered the potted plants first. They needed it twice a day, as Miss Olivia had taught her. The rest she'd handle in the evening once the sun went down. "Cat, is that you?" Kate turned around. It was the neighbor from the adjacent dacha. She hurried over, concerned. "Hello? Hello, Kate. Any news about Miss Olivia?" "I went to the city that day for groceries. When I came back, she had already been taken away. Heart problems. She's in the ICU now, but the doctor says she'll be fine. He mentioned some kind of stress." "Stress? What stress could she have? It's always been quiet here." "And who called the ambulance?" "I don't know. I thought you might." "Everyone's been going to the city these days to pick up their pensions." Kate sighed. It seemed she wouldn't be able to find out exactly what had happened. She unpacked. She had come for a week and went outside to water the flowers. Miss Olivia would be pleased when she felt better. This house hadn't always looked so cozy. Her mother-in-law had been born here. Later she moved away, and her parents stayed for a while. The house stood empty for years, and only when Nick grew up did they completely rebuild it. It was small, but modern and beautiful now. Kate took the watering can, remembering that flowers should be watered with warm water. Afterward, she decided to refill the supply and headed to the well. She had just bent down to lift the bucket from the chain when she heard a voice. "Need help with that?" Kate stood up quickly. The voice belonged to a man. She turned. Her vision darkened for a second. Nick stood before her. "Are you okay? Stay with me." Kate opened her eyes. The man was leaning over her, looking worried. "Strange folks around here," he mumbled. "Every time I show up, someone faints. Should I call an ambulance?" Kate slowly realized this wasn't her husband. The eyes were slightly different, and he didn't have that one crooked tooth Nick had. Something was off. A look-alike. A very convincing one. "Who are you? Why do you look exactly like Nick?" "Nick? Now this is getting interesting. Let me help you up." She stood, brushed off her pants. "Who are you? I've never seen you before. Did you cause Miss Olivia to collapse?" "Me? That woman? I don't even know her name. I didn't expect her to react like that. I just wanted to ask a few questions, and now I realize I'm at the right address." Kate gestured toward the house. "Come in. If the neighbors see you, they might faint too." "So I really look that much like someone?" "Yes, you look like my husband, like Miss Olivia's son. He died 2 years ago." The man froze. "Died? That can't be. I was hoping we'd meet." Inside, Kate made tea for both of them and sat at the table. "If you don't explain this right now, I think I'll lose my mind." The man sighed. "I only recently found out about all of this. I started digging, going through archives. I can tell you what I know so far. I hope to learn more here. But now, I'm not sure. Looks like your mother-in-law won't be answering questions anytime soon." "We'll ask her, just not now. When I turned 27, my mom got really sick. Everyone knew it was serious, Before she died, she told me something, that she wasn't my biological mother. 27 years ago, she was taken to the maternity ward along with two other women. One was a young girl pregnant with twins, another from a nearby village, and then my mother. My mom and the woman from the village had rough pregnancies. They were brought in early, and no one expected good outcomes. And sure enough, neither of them delivered healthy babies. My mom was okay, but the other woman nearly died. She had a boy. My mom had a boy too. Then, the day after, the young girl who gave birth to healthy twins came into my mom's room, crying, begging her to take the babies. She couldn't handle it on her own. No family, no help. I don't know how they worked it out, but both my mom and the other woman left the hospital with babies in their arms. Meanwhile, the girl had a death certificate for her newborns. He paused. That's all I know. My mother remembered only the name of the village where the other woman was from. Turns out there are 3 villages with that name in this region. Yours is the 3rd. I think I finally made it to the right place. Kate was pale. Did Miss Olivia know about any of this? The man shrugged. My mother didn't get the chance to tell me that. I didn't want to scare anyone. I just hoped to ask around, figure things out. Kate nodded slowly. Well, now we know. But what can we do? My mother-in-law had a heart attack. She's in serious condition. I have no idea how or when to even ask her about this. Then we wait, and if she remembers me, we'll deal with it. If not, I'll leave. I just wanted to meet my brother. And your birth mother? Don't you want to find her? He shook his head. No, I have no desire for that. You might be wrong. What if she had no choice? She didn't leave you in an orphanage. She made sure you'd live a good life. That night, the phone rang again. Kate grabbed it, her heart racing. Please, no more bad news. Hello? Kate? Miss Olivia! Oh my God, how are you? Sweetheart, I'm not supposed to talk, but I convinced the nurse to let me use the phone. You need to go to the cottage. Nick's brother is there. You can't let him leave, do you hear me? I'll explain everything. We've already met. He's waiting for you. Silence. Then a breath of relief. Good. That's good. I need to tell him about his mother. Forgive me, Kate, for never telling you anything. Did Nick know? Number. He always thought we were his real family, and so did I. 2 weeks later, Miss Olivia was discharged. Michael, that was Nick's brother's name, came to meet her together with Kate. Miss Olivia hugged him like he was her own son. Let's go to the cemetery, she said. They walked over to her husband's grave. I asked for him to be buried here because she was close. Miss Olivia took a step to the side. Your mother is buried next to him. Michael stepped into the fenced area. I did what I could to help. Nina fought for 7 years. 7 long years. And then she gave up. She was a good woman, but a very unhappy one. Misfortune followed her everywhere she went. Don't judge her too harshly. She really wouldn't have been able to handle it. All 3 of you would have died. She came to visit me a few times when little Nick was just a baby, Miss Olivia went on. She said she saw you too, but your mother begged me not to let her show up again. She never managed to rebuild her life. The guilt just ate her alive. They sat in the cemetery for a long time. Miss Olivia talked. Kate and Michael listened intently. That evening, they all went to the country house. Miss Olivia watched her guests with warmth. Michael, please don't disappear again. Oh, no, of course not, he smiled. Actually, I've been thinking for the past 2 days. Maybe I should move here permanently. A year later, Miss Olivia sat Kate down in front of her. Kate, you think I don't see what's going on? Kate burst into tears. I'm sorry. I never thought something like this could happen to me. What are you apologizing for? Stop that, Miss Olivia interrupted. On the contrary, I wanted to tell you it's time to stop hiding. You two need to make things official. Kate looked at her mother-in-law in shock. You're not against it. No, Kate, I'm all for it, and I really hope you both stay close to me. Forgive my old lady's selfishness. And a year after that, their little girl was born. They named her Kylie. Thank you for reading to the end. If you enjoyed the story, please support me with a thumbs up. Take care and all the best.